Here's the tweet. Spencer Jones has hit 29 homers in 68 games. Over a full MLB season, that is 69 homers. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Stop. That's the dumbest thing I read all weekend. So if someone hits a home run on opening day, oh, they're on pace for 162. Like, shut up, dude.
Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, Sistad, glad unite. Philly NY in the spotlight.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 58. The Yankees and the Phillies played a 3-game series over the weekend. We're going to recap that as Sistad is happy, excited, upset, a little bit of everything. We're going to get into it. Aaron Judge is injured. Could have been worse. Yankees are in free fall. We'll talk about that. And the Let's Mock New York fans on Twitter, according to Sistad, I haven't seen any of this, is going to be the best segment that this pod has ever had.
Well,
he's building this up. That's what you said before we started recording.
I said there's some of the best tweets that I've ever done for this segment. Yes,
you said it's going to be the best 10 minutes of entertainment this podcast has ever had.
That's right. Yep.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay.
Phillies took 2 out of 3. They won Friday night in convincing fashion as the Yankees did their typical defense falling apart, blowing games in their bullpen. And on Saturday, the Phillies got to Marcus Stroman, and Ranger Suarez dominated. Again, pretty typical stuff for both Phillies and Yankees this season. And then on Sunday, the Yankees avoided the sweep as they beat Zach Wheeler. So a lot to get to. Obviously, in the mix of everything, we're going to get to it later, but the Aaron Judge injury is probably the biggest headline for the Yankees from their perspective. We'll get into that a little bit later. Now, we were texting back and forth about throughout the series. On Friday, you didn't watch it because you don't have Apple.
Yes, Apple TV. Got me.
Now, in the past, you've expressed frustration or your displeasure with sports broadcast being on streaming services, at least what's the term? Exclusively on streaming services.
Yes.
You wouldn't care if they were on streaming services and on your typical cable or network,
of course
right?
Not.
So
yeah, that's fine.
So, were you annoyed? Were you annoyed by this on Friday night?
Of course, yeah, I was very annoyed by it. I mean, this is like our podcast in a nutshell, right? Everybody knows that I hate the Yankees fans, and it's Phillies Yankees. It's the first time since we've been doing this since they're playing, and yeah, it's super annoying, especially like I get it. I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous to take it away from the local broadcasts too. Like I get it if it's, if you want to do Apple TV and it's an exclusive in, I don't know, Pittsburgh or something, but it doesn't make sense to take away the local broadcast. I think that's super annoying and it's stupid.
When you say it doesn't make sense, you mean it doesn't make sense in terms of fairness to the fan base?
Fairness to the fan base? I don't really see how it makes sense, like, for the streaming service, because, like, I don't know, is everybody going to run? And, it's not like football where you only get 16 games a year. Like, is everyone going to run and make a subscription to Apple TV TV just so they can get one regular season baseball game on a Friday night? Probably not. So I just think I think it's extremely annoying. So
I think you bring up it's not like football where you're going to get a lot of people that are going to subscribe to Apple just for one baseball game.
Yes.
That being said, baseball is very regional based. And if you make it available you say it's exclusive on Apple except in markets, you're not going to get much viewership because most of the people watching Phillies Yankees on a Friday night are Phillies and Yankees fans. How many
Sure.
non-Phillies Yankees fans are tuning in on Apple to watch Phillies Yankees? It's almost nothing. So you have to do that. If you're going to pay for the rights for a game, you have to have exclusive rights. Otherwise, there's no use, there's no benefit for Apple.
Right.
But that being
That makes
said, from a
sense.
fan's perspective, it's annoying. I don't have Apple. I use someone else's account. That's my way around it, and that's, I think, the best way around it is most people know someone who has an Apple account. The person who I use their account, they use my Optimum account, so they can watch Mets games and Jets games and stuff like that. They're out of New York market, so it works both ways. But that's kind of the way around it if you don't have it. Because I'm not going to pay for an Apple subscription. I don't know if there's a free trial. There might be, but I'm not going to pay for just one game. I don't watch the Apple games on Friday nights regularly. So
Right. Yeah. Why didn't you give me your friend's email and password? We could have watched. We could have watched
why didn't you
together.
ask?
You're right. Bad job by me.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the two-step account using, probably a little bit over the top.
Yes, I agree.
Right. Yeah.
So fill me in. So you're watching. I'm following closely on the GameCast. I watched the highlights the next day. Obviously, Schwarber doing Schwarber things. But what's your what's your recap as you were watching the game?
So it was really a prototypical Phillies and Yankees game this regular season. The Phillies get a big performance from Kyle Schwarber. They get they got some other stuff. They got like a JT Realmuto home run, but the Yankees had the power. They had 4 solo home runs, and then the game turned on just awful defense by the Yankees. Phillies put some guys on base. Now, I don't know if Paul Goldschmidt makes that decision to throw home and he throws wild. It is just, and it's again, like, for Yankee fans, it feels like, the defense. It's like they want to they want to connect everything. The defense has been bad for most of the season, so Paul Goldschmidt makes that play, and I have Yankee fans texting me saying that this team's broken and the organization's broken. They don't teach defense. They don't care about defense, and it's like, no, and they should fire Aaron Boone. This is a 38-year-old veteran first baseman who's been a perennial Gold Glove caliber first baseman for his entire career that made a bad play. So everyone wants to connect them. It's really hard as you're a fan you're so upset to separate them, but that's really what you have to do is you have to separate them and recognize this team is bad at defense. They have a lot of players that are bad at defense, but Paul Goldschmidt's not part of the problem. He just made a bad play. But then from there, the Phillies.
Did he make a bad play because Aaron Boone doesn't hold him accountable, though? I mean,
that's
very
yank
likely.
him out of the game. Yank him out of the game. Put Ben Rice in. That'll show him.
Yeah.
So
right.
Look, and then the Yankees and the Phillies got to the Yankees bullpen. The Yankees bullpen has been a disaster most of the season, and the Phillies top of the lineup is really what middle of the lineup did most of the damage. And Cassie's come alive, and Realmuto's been doing a lot better, and Trey Turner's been on fire for a while now. And then we talked about Schwarber had a huge game on Friday night. It was a close game for most of it, and then the Yankees defense, the Yankees bullpen, the Phillies power bats, and it became a joke. And
they pulled away in the last 2 innings.
So it was just funny because on Saturday, I'm not watching. I'm at my niece's birthday party, and you're texting me, I thought this Yankees defense was bad.
That's right.
Yeah.
And McMahon is nasty, dude. I mean, this guy, he made a ton of really good plays on right when he got there on Saturday and Sunday. Yep. So, he was awesome, and he had a pretty good series offensively too. So, you should be encouraged and be happy. I think you probably are, but
we'll talk more about the traits in a little bit. But Saturday, what do you? I didn't watch the game. Obviously, I saw the highlights. I saw the box score. Any thoughts on? I mean, Ranger was great.
Yeah, Ranger was really good as per usual. Couple of solo home runs early on by the Phils. Yankees ended up taking the lead. I think they were up 3-2. And then the Phillies just put together some hits, put together some innings. I don't really recall any like bad defensive meltdowns or anything like that. Um, I think it was just a game where the Phillies they hit pretty well. Ranger pitched really well. By the end, they had just like a minor leaguer doing mop up duty, so that's how they got their last run. Um, but I think it was just three, if I'm not mistaken, three solo shots before the eighth inning, before
It was 3.
the AAA guy came in. I believe so. Yeah, it feels like so long ago at this point, but yeah. I mean, the Phillies are a tough team to beat when they're getting starting pitching performances like that, and they got one on Saturday. They didn't get one on Sunday, but they got one on Saturday, so we'll take it.
So at some point on Saturday, you texted me, Marcus Stroman is nasty. Were you actually being serious, or are you
No,
just messing around?
I was messing around with you. Yeah.
Because I can't tell. I think sometimes you say things that I think you're actually being serious.
No. I mean, Strowman was pretty good a few years ago, right? He was like a solid, but he's obviously
Stroman's been a good major league pitcher throughout his career, but
yeah,
he's not good anymore.
yeah. He's fine, but yes, the word that you would think of to describe him is certainly not nasty, especially
No, no,
in
the
2025.
opposite.
So yes, so
No.
that was not being serious. Most
Okay.
of the stuff I text you is me not being serious. I mean, I get frustrated, yes, but the actual things and words that I say are
No.
most of the time trolling.
Can we go through this and then we'll talk about Sunday's game because the Phillies had a
Okay.
chance to sweep.
Sunday, dude.
They have
I really wanted the sweep so bad, dude. I really did,
because
and
of
it was a
Yankee
really
fans.
frustrating game.
Because
Yes.
you
Oh
just
yeah.
wanted the meltdown.
Because Yankee fans, yes. Because just because it would have been cool to do to sweep the Yankees. I don't think that they've swept the Yankees since like 1997. So,
They
yeah, it would have been cool to do. And like at that point, also like what sucks is because now you're kind of expecting it. You're expecting Wheeler to have a good outing, especially since Wheeler's last outing he wasn't good either. So he had the near perfect game, right? Then he had the All Star game that he was good in, and then the last two outings he's been like he hasn't been horrible, but he's certainly been not Zach Wheeler. So yeah, I definitely wanted that one really bad, and it was just a frustrating way. Like some really nice defensive plays. McMahon, Bellinger was out and right making plays all day, and they had their chances. They couldn't seem to cash in. So it was a frustrating watch. But yeah, I mean, you take 2 or 3, you're happy with it, but it always kind of leaves a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth when you lose the last game of the series, especially when you had the chance to go for the sweep. So all in
Wheeler
all,
on the
good
mound
weekend.
and no Judge also. So
Yes, duh, and of course that was the other thing. It's like okay, of course, now you can really step on their throat. They don't have Judge. You got Wheeler on the mound. Yeah, that's a really good point by you. So they didn't get it done. That's baseball. They had again, they had their chances. They even had their chances late, and yeah, they couldn't cash in. So
the Yankees
we're good.
bullpen
And
actually a good performance on Sunday.
sure, yeah. Also, the thing that is super frustrating about yesterday is that the Mets won again, and they seemingly haven't lost in what feels like forever. So um, they're losing ground to the Mets. They lost to the Yankees, but it's all good. We'll take it. And yeah, 2 or 3, take it all day.
They're only a game and a half behind the Mets.
No, I know. But there's
Yeah.
nothing. I feel like there's like nothing more because the Phillies have been playing very well, which is great. But there's nothing like more frustrating than when you're playing really well and the team that you're chasing is either keeping the same pace as you, or they're in this case gaining on you. They're actually gaining separation. So obviously it's only a game and a
Yeah.
half. And there's still plenty of time to go, but they just made a move too, right? Who did they get? You said they got a reliever. Oh,
The Mets
Soto.
got
They got Gregory
Gregory
Soto.
Soto.
So
Yeah,
good for them.
that's not a huge move. That's like a small little
No, but
like
I would have taken it, dude. I mean, are you kidding?
Yeah,
We
no, I
got
agree.
David Robertson. I mean, give me a break. It's
I know I could argue that
2025.
about Robertson. Gregory Soto is very hit or miss. Like he could be DFA'd off the roster by
Yeah.
late September, or he could
Yeah.
be this elite high leverage guy the rest of the season and in the playoffs. You just don't know with a guy like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take my chances on a guy who at least throws hard instead of a guy who is 73. And his fastball tops out at 73.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'd rather have the hard throwing younger guy. But yeah, we'll see.
In the last 10 games, the Mets only have a better record than the Phillies by 1 game. You're acting like
because the Phillies have been really good. That's why I made the point about
6
it
and 4
being
in the
super
last 10.
frustrating when
There's 6 and 4 in the last 10. Yeah. Mets are 7 and 3 in the last 10.
Yeah.
Well, what you feel is happening is not actually happening, though.
Well, that's hard to believe. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, good.
What else happened Sunday?
So
it was nice.
Judge,
It was nice to see the Yankees. It was nice. I just want to say it was nice to see the Yankees bats do well against Wheeler. They really did put together some good plate appearances, good at bats. So
yeah,
good
he
to
was
see.
off. That was it. It was the third or fourth inning. I think he hit 2 batters in the same inning.
Third
He
inning,
ended up hitting
right? Third inning, I think.
Yeah, and then he ended up hitting a third batter. He's never done that before in his career. Later on in the game, so he was just a little off. You could tell he was getting pretty frustrated too, but that happens. I mean, you can't expect the guy to go out and shove 8 scoreless innings every time. So especially against who knows, maybe the Bronx, maybe the Pinstripes rattled him a little bit.
He wasn't able to
handle
the pressure.
He couldn't handle it. Right? He knew that there was going to be extra reporters asking him a question. After the game about his 4-seamer. So I think he was shook.
Yeah, he was shook.
Even though he played on the other side of town, it's not, it's nothing like the Bronx.
So you enjoyed the series, though. The Phillies took 2 out of 3. You had a good time.
I had a good time. Yeah, definitely. Again, I was very excited for the chance to sweep, and they didn't. So a little bit of a bummer, but yeah, all good. If they would have won, they would have lost game 2 and won game 3. I would be
That's what I was going to ask you.
Elated. It's just
it would feel different. Yeah,
absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Aaron Judge. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
So when this first was reported, was getting tweeted about, when first I saw he was out of the lineup before I saw any tweets about it. And my thought was, I know he's dealing with something. Maybe they're just giving him a day off, to let him recover. And then like 5 minutes later, I see.
So reports. I'm sorry to cut you off. Was he?
Yeah.
He was out on Saturday or Sunday was his first game off?
Saturday he was out.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So he's been dealing with something. A couple games ago, he winced like on a throw. So I figured, like, I saw him out of the lineup. I was like, okay, they're giving him a day off to recover. And then a few minutes later, the reports come out that he's having imaging done on his elbow, and obviously, when you see that, you think, oh, this is a UCL injury, Tommy John. And my thought is initially, well, that doesn't mean he's out for the season. It means he's probably going to have to DH. Now, fortunately, after the game, you find out that it's a flexor strain. It's not a UCL injury, so it's not nearly as catastrophic as a UCL injury and Tommy John. Boone and the Yankees come out with they're going to put him on the IL for 10 days, and then he's going to return. He's going to get some sort of injection to help him heal. He's going to return, and he's going to DH. And they don't have like a long-term plan of how long he's going to DH. Are they going to put him back in the outfield? They don't know. But just in terms of, even for me, my initial reaction when I saw that he's going for imaging was, oh shit, like, what are the Yankees going to do? Now, I'm not thinking the season's over. I'm thinking, like, if Judge is a DH, what are you doing with Stanton? Like, they're going to have to trade him. They're going to have to eat some of this money and trade him. Like, well, you can't have 2 DH-only players on your roster for 90 games while you're in a playoff race, which the Yankees' struggles have put them in a wild card race. They are not their playoff chances are gone significantly down. I mean, obviously they're still likely to make it, but they're not like the 90% they were when we did the Yankees, midseason recap. They're in a battle for a playoff for a wild card spot right now. The division, while it's not over, it's seemingly over. They're out by 5.5 games. So a lot of people, Yankee fans that I talked to, thought the season's over. Should we sell at the deadline? My reaction was, what are they going to do with Stanton? Like, are they going to phantom IL him? Are they going to trade him? Like, what are you going to do? And I still don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
But at least we could say this: it's not Tommy John. It's not a disastrous injury. He'll be back. I expect him to be in the outfield at some point late in the season, maybe in the playoffs. But yeah, it was definitely some scary news for the Yankees and Yankees fans.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's good. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't have him DHing already, but I guess that they really can't. They don't have that luxury because they already have the slowest person you've ever seen in your life. You probably don't want that guy out in the outfield. So,
well, the Yankees are saying that they're going to. Boone said they're going to try to see if they can get Stanton, able to play the outfield. Like, what does that even mean?
Come on.
Here's what's going to happen. Play him in the outfield. He'll get hurt. You'll put him in the IL, which I think for the Yankees roster of Judge's DHing, it's best if Stanton's on the IL and then available for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I just don't know how Stanton's going to play the outfield. I mean,
there's no way. There is Yankees
defense
way, dude. No way. Dude, that clip, I still, like, every time I see him now, I can't not picture him rounding third base going to score in the
World Series or the playoffs.
Yeah. I can't. It looks fake. It looks like it was like he was acting. Like, how on earth is a professional athlete this slow? It looked like he wasn't trying. That's how slow he is. And that was in the World Series. I know.
He can't run.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
That was in the World Series, so you cannot stick him in, like, there's no way. There is, dude, if he does that, I will get on the Boone hate train. And I am like the Aaron Boone apologist, the defender of Aaron Boone. So,
but what do you do if you're the Yankees? Seriously, what do you do with Stanton? Like, right once Judge comes back and is DHing, what do you do? You just have a roster spot for a guy that's just strictly a pinch hitter?
I don't know. It's certainly a conundrum, dude. I truly don't know what to do. I guess that's what they have to do. Other than, it's either that or it's not even like a DH like needs a day off. Like, it's not even like, oh, you can platoon this guy. It's like,
even if you want to give Judge a day off while he's recovering whatever is the strain, like, you give him a day off a week. What Stanton's a 1 game a week DH, and then that's not a spot. You can't do that.
Right.
So they have to figure something out, or play him at first base. But I don't think they're going to want to do that.
Get that first baseman out, man.
They already have 2 first basemen.
Wow.
It's I don't know what they're going to do.
That is a very, very, very precarious situation that they're in. Very curious to see how that shakes out.
They're gonna try to play him.
We can all agree whatever decision they make will be the wrong one. I mean, we can all agree on that, right? Incompetence.
Yeah, incompetence.
The abomination is going to screw it up no matter what.
All right. So I don't know what they're going to do with the roster spot. They're going to have to figure it out. Obviously, Judge is DHing, and Stanton, you're not going to DFA him. And you're not going to trade him at this deadline if the big picture is Judge will be in the outfield at some point, and Stanton has been incredible in the playoffs. He's one of the leaders on the team. Plus, I don't know if anyone really wants him, at least not unless the Yankees are eating money, and they're not giving the Yankees anything back. So, I guess they're just going to have to. There is one easy fix though. It's called the Phantom IL. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the solution.
But now you still have the same issue, and then you don't have the pinch hit, I guess.
You have the roster spot for a player. You don't have two DHs on your roster. You have a more flexibility,
Right.
and then you get Stanton when Judge is able to play in the outfield. All of a sudden, Stanton's miraculously healthy, and you get him in the DH the last couple of weeks of the season. Then he's there for the playoffs. I mean, that would be that's the only solution. It's not a good solution because you're losing his bat. Like you're losing one of your best hitters, but given the situation, you're obviously playing Judge over Stanton, so they got to do something.
Can I interest you in a Johan Rojas for? Let's see, who can we get
Stanton?
from the Yankees? Yeah, Johan Rojas for Stanton.
Then the Phillies have to. Oh, let's talk about that. Schwarber playing left field.
Yeah,
on Sunday. That was the Phillies' defense was really bad. That they were. I forgot what inning it was. It may have been the third inning. It was like Casty made a bad play. Schwarber that tried to throw home, and the throw was so bad.
Yeah.
Schwarber in left and Casty in right is really pathetic. You can't really place. You're not seriously.
Bad,
you're not being serious.
Bad.
It's so bad.
Well, you're being serious. You just don't have any other option. I mean, their Sunday lineups are always, you know how it is. You know, a lot of the players get off on Sundays, so plus with the injuries, it's a little bit of a, you know, it's a mishmash. But yeah. I mean, you can't be doing that. It's like ridiculous.
No, it's so bad. All right, Yankees made some trades ahead of the deadline. The Phillies have been quiet, other than their David Robertson signing.
You don't say. Here we go. Yeah. You know what? The Yankees are going to make all these splashes, and the Phillies are going to be, you know, they're going to get David Robertson and some other mediocre outfielder who sucks now. But they're not going to fix any of their problems, and it's going to be like, you know, and around the world goes the world, dude. That's what happens every year. Yankees get all-stars, Jazz Chisholm and McMahon, and the Phillies get Austin Hayes and
McMahon's
David
an all-star now?
Come on.
So you're calling Ryan McMahon an all-star now?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Yankees get McMahon. They also trade for Rosario, but the McMahon...
Oh, yeah. Forgot about Rosario.
We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about McMahon first, because you already mentioned him earlier on. Elite third baseman. Grades out as one of the 3 or 4 best defensive third basemen in baseball for the last few years. So the Yankees are a bad defensive team. They needed to upgrade. They have very few positions where they can actually upgrade a player. And third base was the obvious one because bad offense. Peraza graded out pretty well defensively at third, but it was a very small sample size. Very small sample size. I don't take those metrics seriously. And McMahon, even on that small sample size, McMahon is significantly better defensively. And then, not that he's a great hitter, but he's a league average type with major league hitter that has the potential to be better. He's had seasons where he was significantly better than league average. He has power. He has some on base skills. He strikes out a lot, but compared to what they were getting with Peraza, he's a superstar compared to Peraza, at least. So huge upgrade. Man. Nice trade.
What did he do this weekend? What were his plate appearances?
I don't know the overall. I know he had that he had the 2-run double. Mm-hmm. I think he was hit by pitch. He was hit by Wheeler, right?
Hit by a pitch. Yes. Yeah, that was the one that was later in the game.
He 1 for 3 with a walk on Saturday.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And then on Sunday, what did he do on Sunday? On Sunday, he went 2 for 3. He had that 2-run double. He scored a run, and he was hit by pitch. So, good start. And they're playing currently right now. And I believe he walked with the bases loaded.
Wow, this guy's a stud, dude. He's this year's Chisholm.
Yeah, his defense has been awesome.
And they got him for nothing.
You just say that because you
don't go down that path again. No, we don't have to go down the path.
Well, you don't know who the players are. It doesn't mean there's nothing. But anyway, it wasn't a lot. It definitely wasn't a lot. It was like the Yankees' 8th ranked prospect and like their 20th ranked prospect. But McMahon's a guy who's not really worth that much. That's the return that you would expect a player of Ryan McMahon's stature to get. Like he's not some star player. He's having a bad offensive season, and there's a lot of the away from course stats are really bad. So he's not this like huge high commodity that is going to get you top end prospects, which is why the
Okay.
Yankees got him for what they got him.
Okay. I
Plus,
disagree.
by the
but
way,
it's okay.
well, we don't disagree. What do you disagree about? Why do you think the Yankees got him for this?
Because they always do that. They fleece stupid teams to give them really
Well,
good players for nothing.
No,
just like they
there's
did
something
with Bellinger, just like they did with Chisholm last year. It's like that's what they do.
No, the Bellinger
I
thing
wish
was
the Phillies did that, dude.
No, but
I
the Bellinger
wish
was
the Phillies
dude.
got an impact player at the trade deadline. They
No,
haven't
I
done
know,
it in the
I know,
past
I know
5
you
years.
do. I know
You
you do.
weren't
But the
very
Bellinger
big on
thing,
Jazz last year. He has been an impact player for them, and they got him for nothing. And they do
you
it
don't
all the
even know who
time.
they trade. You have no idea who they traded for, Jazz. You couldn't name. You couldn't even throw out names. You have no idea.
Can you?
So I would have to look back. They not much. They didn't really give up much. Because here's the thing.
Because
Here's
they
the thing.
never do. I don't have to look them up because I know this is what they always do.
Hold on. There's a good chance that we wouldn't know for a couple of years, but the Yankees are really good at they're really good at changing mechanics, changing the spin rate, changing the pitch mix, and making pitching prospects look amazing analytically. So all the rest of baseball that sees all these spin rates and velocity and all these pitch mix and all this stuff, and they say and they horizontal and vertical break, and they're like, oh wow, let's get this guy. So the Yankees are really good at hyping up in terms of analytically
and taking advantage of stupid teams. Yes,
but it's not stupid teams. The Yankees are good at, they know what everybody looks at for pitching prospects, and the Yankees are really good at showing those skills that teams are looking for. That doesn't mean the teams are stupid. It means the Yankees are very good at developing pitching prospects specifically. They're very good at it. And a lot of times it's not sustainable because they do it over a short period of time. The Yankees build them up, their value up, and then they trade them. And the players, when they're 18, 17, 18, 19, 20, for them to sustain that, what they did over 2 months, to sustain that over 3 years, it's not easy. But the Yankees are really good at it.
So they get impact players at the trade deadline for not a lot. That's all I'm saying. And like you can't
no,
say
I
that's
agree.
not true.
No, but I'm saying, but you're missing the point. Is Ryan McMahon is not worth a lot. That's the point. If Ryan McMahon was worth a lot, someone would have given him a lot.
But a lot of these guys aren't. And they turn into they end up being good players, right? LeMahieu they got for nothing years ago. He was an impact player. They
signed him as a free agent. They signed him as a free agent. They signed him as a free agent. I don't know what you're talking about.
For probably not a lot, right? But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway,
you know what I'm saying. Okay,
so yeah, sure. I don't think you know what you're saying. You're just frustrated. The Yankees get good players, and the Phillies haven't made a trade.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Ryan McMahon's a good fit. It would be nice if the Yankees had they're a little bit more left-handed than it would be ideal, but obviously he's a huge upgrade, so good trade. They also traded for Ahmed Rosario, who I don't really understand exactly. I think I figured it out, but what was your reaction to the Ahmed Rosario trade? You're not upset about that. You're like, oh, the Yankees got another great player.
No, but he's a good, solid guy to have on your roster. Good bench bat, fills a lot of, can play a lot of positions. Is a decent, he's at least a capable offensive player. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine to add a little bit of depth piece. That's more so the move that I'm used to as a Phillies fan. Like the guy who's okay, he's fine. He's not gonna hurt the team.
I disagree.
But he's not gonna. You think he's gonna hurt the team?
Well, I'm sure you don't know this because I would say most baseball people that cover baseball, whether it's the media or the podcast, do not know this. Or they for some reason don't talk about it. They talk about Ahmed Rosario like he could play a lot of positions. Just because you put someone at a position doesn't mean they can play it. Like they could put me at a position. I could throw me at shortstop. Like, Ahmed Rosario is a horrible defense. He's horrible at third base. He's horrible in the outfield. Take Kyle Schwarber. That's Rosario in the outfield, and that's the
No
level.
way. Come on. No
Yes,
way.
no, dude. Then
No
that's
way, dude.
no. Statistically, it's true. He grades out as the worst third baseman in baseball defensively, and that's how he plays third base, and that's how he's in the outfield. And I can't even imagine if they try to put him at short. The only position he plays somewhat respectfully is second base, but I don't know how often the Yankees are
That's
going to like.
interesting.
They're not going to like platoon Rosario and Jazz. So I don't know the plan. I almost think that this was a reaction. They were in talks. They had a conversation about it. They've had talks. They were interested in Rosario as like a pinch hitter, bench player for the stretch run of the playoffs. Then Judge's injury happens, and they're like, we actually need a right-handed bat right now. We might play him a little bit in the outfield. Maybe they'll platoon him with McMahon a little bit against some lefties, but the Yankees defense is so bad that I don't think you should be taking out like your best defensive player in McMahon and putting in a horrible defensive player. And this was as bad as Dominguez is in left field. He's significantly better than Rosario in the corner outfield. So,
Oh my God.
It doesn't make sense why they did that, other than this is just a short term fix for a righty bat while Judge is out, and then and then if he's good against lefties, which he's typically, the one good thing about Rosario, he has been a very good hitter against left-handed pitchers, so that's worth having on a playoff series roster as a pinch hitter, or if you say Stanton's hurt and you want to DH Rosario against a lefty, but he's not a very good player. He's a horrible defensive player. It's another questionable fit if everyone's healthy.
Surprised the Phillies didn't scoop this guy up, man. Sounds like he fit right in.
Phillies could have used a right-handed bat. All right. We built it up. Let's mock New York fans on Twitter.
All right. Let's do it. So, a lot going on in the world of the Yankees this past week. If you'll recall, who were they playing towards the beginning of last week? It was the Blue Jays, right? Big series against the Blue Jays. And not a very good defensive outing. What was it? Volpe, Peraza. What was it, like a bad inning or something? And they both had errors.
It was more than one bad inning, but yeah, it was one inning in particular where, yes, they both had terrible plays, and there was a terrible play in right field by Judge made a misplay, Goldie made a misplay, and later on in the game, Grisham made a misplay, and Dominguez missed 2 balls.
Yeah, the hyperbole on Twitter, on podcasts, was really extreme. So I don't know. I guess it's just because it's the Blue Jays, but yeah, people were not happy. So we've got a lot of stuff regarding the Yankees. Actually, I had to make some cuts because I thought some of these were just so funny. And then there's some after the fact. But after the Blue Jays, Volpe. Let me find the tweet here. All right. So they're doing the dreaded thing where the reporters are interviewing players in the locker room after the game, right? I know for fans of teams who aren't the Yankees, this is a thing that happens after the game. Reporters will go up and ask the guys some questions. And when you're on the Yankees, you get more reporters than when you're on the Pirates. All right.
Yes, of course. So, this is New York.
So this is a tweet from the Yes Network. It's a video of Volpe explaining something. It says, Anthony Volpe, this is a quote from him. Anytime you get a ball hit to you, you expect it to be an out. So when that doesn't happen, it's frustrating. Pretty fair, like normal thing to say, right?
Yeah.
So this guy responds to that tweet of Volpe's quote. And the response comes from a guy named Falco TikTok shop affiliate. Don't know what this guy sells. But his tweet is this: non-accountable weasel bitch.
Oh my God.
So I just found it funny. Because like he didn't pass the buck at all. Like he actually took accountability and said, yeah, it should have been an out, and it's frustrating that it's not an out. So I don't know if this guy doesn't know what the word accountable means, but just an extreme reaction. Non-accountable weasel bitch. My God. Lay off the kid, dude. What are you doing? He was being accountable. What do you want from him? What do you
Jeez.
think what do you think what do you think would happen if like he actually wasn't accountable? Like if he said, you know what? Yeah. Um something happened and it wasn't my fault and it's none of it's my fault. What do you think the reaction would be?
It'd be much worse.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
All
What's
right.
next?
All right. Here's the next one. Same night. So this one comes to us from Chris. His handle is at Chris_NYY28. You know what that means. New York
Of course.
Yankees championship number 28, right? Profile picture, normal guy, wearing some sunglasses. All right. Same night. Anthony Volpe, who is not a major league player, has a bobblehead night. The Yankees are not a serious franchise. Anyone who tells you they are is wrong. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. He's got a bobblehead. Who cares, dude?
You did a good job of
I
whatever you
just
want to
think
call
it's
it,
so. It
relaying
just
that,
what are we
presenting it.
doing? What does him having an error have to do with him having a bobblehead night? Do you care that much? Don't get the bobblehead then. If you're going to that game, just give it to a little kid. Like you don't. It doesn't mean they're not a serious franchise. Stop.
I think it's absurd, but I also think that if this is one of your teams and there's a player that's not playing well and struggling, and then you're really upset with, and they have a bobblehead night, you'd be annoyed by it. Yes, you would
You're
be.
right. You know what? I would call. I actually know someone. I'm not making this up. I know someone who is like the general manager of Citizens Bank Park. Like I swear to God. His name's Ryan. He's a good buddy of mine. I went to high school with him, and I would call him and say, "Dude, you better cancel this bobblehead night, man, because I am mad and this guy had an error."
You are joking, but you would be upset.
Would that make? Well, I'm not joking about my friend who works at Citizens Bank Park. I'm
No,
really
I
not.
get. I believe that's
Yeah.
serious. I believe you're. But obviously, I know you wouldn't call him. But you would know. I think you would be upset. I think you'd be annoyed.
But do you think should they have a press release saying, "Attention, we are canceling the Anthony Volpe bobblehead night"? Do you think that would make people happy? I think it actually would.
I think it actually would. Yeah.
All right, good. All right,
He's so ridiculous.
okay. This is a good one. Ready? I don't know if I can get through this one without laughing. All right.
You have to get through
So
it.
this one comes to us. All right. This one comes to us from Andrew. It's not you, and maybe it is. I don't know.
It isn't me.
No. There's a picture of him. The handle is at Andrew M _. Profile picture is him in a Yankee shirt. I can't tell if he's. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, again, same night. All right, ready? Here, this is a good one. Ready? Don't worry. In case you were worried, don't be. Don't worry. Aaron Boone will tuck Anthony Volpe into bed tonight and kiss him on the forehead while reminding him that he's an elite shortstop! All will be okay. Come on. It's so good. Oh God, I can't believe you didn't think that was funny, dude. Come on. I can't believe you didn't think that was funny. You need to lighten up. All right.
I need to lighten up. I'm very upset. Very upset about the Yankees.
All right, there's actually three more. All right, so first one. Now, I'm going to ask you a trivia question. So remember how last year I was making fun of all the Yankees fans for saying that Jason Dominguez is going to solve all. He's the savior, right? He's going to be the savior. Do you know that there's a new Jason Dominguez this year? Do you know who it is?
Of course, it's Spencer Jones.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. So he's going to save everything. Don't worry. It's going to all be okay. So this tweet comes to us from Yankees Muse. Everybody knows the Muse accounts, right? The Sports Muse, NBA Muse. So Yankees Muse. It's just at Yankees Muse. Profile pictures, you know how they do like the cartoon photos. It's one of CC Sabathia. Because I think did he get inducted into the Hall this weekend? Is that right?
Yes.
Got it.
Sunday.
All right. So Spencer Jones, here's the tweet. Spencer Jones has hit 29 homers in 68 games. Over a full MLB season, that is 69 homers. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Stop. That's the dumbest thing I read all weekend. It's like, oh, so if someone hits a home run on opening day, oh, they're on pace for 162. Like, shut up, dude.
Well, it's also minor leagues. It's between AA and AAA.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, what is the actual purpose of putting that out there? Come on. Talk about an unserious entity. Like, come on, Yankees Muse. Get a hold of yourself. All right.
Can I ask you
this
something?
one? Sure. This is the next one still. Yeah.
Are you taking something that someone said, or in this case tweeted, and then in your mind thinking that, oh, they said this, but they're suggesting this, this, and that, and you're getting you're getting annoyed, or you think that it's ridiculous, but really all they said, I don't because I could easily take this and say, well, they're not saying that that's what would happen. They're just saying he's been great in the minor leagues. No, they're just saying he's been great. They're just showing that he's been great in the minor leagues this season. That's what they're saying.
Not. No, they're projecting. No,
that's how you're perceiving it. No, it's not 100%. It's not 100%. That's how you're perceiving it.
Then why not just say, hey, this guy's doing really well in the minor leagues. Maybe they should consider him. Why say this is 69 home runs over an MLB season?
I'm not saying that they're not making that assumption, but that's a jump. That's not actually what the tweet is. What they're saying is he's been hitting a lot of home runs in the minors. If you did it over the course of an entire major league season, it'd be 69 home runs. That's just to show how great he's been. And then you're making the assumption that they're saying that this is what he'll be doing in the major leagues. But that's not really what's being said.
Okay, I guess we disagree. But I see your point. After you
can't disagree with the point that I'm saying is that
of course I can.
You're taking what's being said and thinking it means something, but it's not actually what's being said. That's not literally what's being said. You can't disagree with that.
Oh my gosh. Yes, but you can also infer things. Like you can read between the lines.
Yeah, but you can infer things incorrectly. You might be wrong.
And I might be right. So we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
All right. Next one is from this one's from Joel Sherman. You know who that is? He looks.
Of course, I know who Joel Sherman. You don't know who Joel Sherman is?
No. So he's apparently a Yankees reporter for the.
No, he's not a Yankees reporter. He's not a Yankees reporter. He's a baseball insider for the New York Post, MLB Network. He's not just Yankees.
So here's what he said. So this I hate everything about this tweet. This headline.
Okay.
For two reasons, and I'll explain it to you. So, this is about Ryan McMahon. So, first of it, it's a link to the article, and this is the tweet. Forget about McMahon being uncomfortable in new surroundings. That's the first part of the tweet, which is basically saying, there's no way this guy can handle New York. Oh, he won't be comfortable in New York because it's the Bronx. And
that's not what he's saying, but okay, keep going.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now here's the other one. Ready? He should be familiar with this. He is just playing for another version of the Colorado Rockies. And these bumbling Yankees will now be without their best player for a while. He is insinuating that the Yankees are having as bad of a season as the Rockies are.
No.
And with
No.
that, Joel
No.
Sherman, you can go to hell. Yes, he
All right.
is.
No.
He's saying he is
Can I ask you
insinuating
something?
that the
Let
season
me.
is an unmitigated disaster, and that there's no difference between playing for this
Okay.
version of the Yankees and the Colorado Rockies.
I
And that's
want to
simply
make a
not
lot of
true.
money. I want to
Simply
make a
not
lot
true.
of money. I want to make a lot of money. If I wanted to make a lot of money, what I would do right now is if there was a way that I could bet on like on like DraftKings or FanDuel that you did not read the article, I would bet everything I have, and then I would make a lot of money because you did not read it. I didn't read this article either, obviously.
Of course I didn't read
Okay.
it. No.
Okay, so let me tell you something. I didn't read this article, but you're not 100% wrong, but you're exaggerating what he's saying. First of all, this is clickbait. So why are you getting so upset? Like, this is a New York Post. It's the tabloid. Like, the person that reads this and thinks that this is a ridiculous tweet and gets annoyed, like you are, that's the person I question. Because it's a tabloid. It's clickbait.
The segment is let's mock New York people. That's what I'm doing. I'm mocking him for how dumb he is.
But you're not mocking a New York fan. You're mocking it. He's not a New York fan.
It doesn't matter. He's a New York person on Twitter.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay. Now let me explain. I would never read that article. I would never click on it. I would never read it. So I agree it's ridiculous. But what I think he's probably referring to with this clickbait is that they're like he's playing for the Rockies, like a team like the Rockies, is because since like June 15th or something, the Yankees have a worse record than the Rockies. So that's probably what in one line he refers to, and then he uses this as clickbait. He's not actually thinking the Yankees are the Rockies. It's clickbait. That's all it is. It's not this reporter doesn't actually think the Yankees are as bad as the Rockies.
He got me. Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Listen, in New York, when you are first place in a wild card spot, it's not good enough. So you might as well be the last place Rockies.
So,
it's not good enough to be first in the wild card.
So you've been baited. Maybe we should do a segment. Maybe we should do a segment. Sistad gets baited.
No, I don't get baited, dude. I do not get baited.
You've been baited. You've been baited multiple times recently, actually. I've been noticing this, taking complete sarcastic tweets and thinking that they're being serious. Yes.
No. Dude,
yeah, well, anyway.
You have no idea what the pulse of, like, the fan feels like, because you don't feel like people. So leave that to me. I will interpret things how, like, you think that people think like you, and most people think like me.
No.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
You're right. No. I misspoke. I have a better sense of what people think and feel than you do. But we can't disagree on that. So
on Twitter, or in general?
Yeah, and
I don't think in general.
Probably general, but in this case, yes.
But no, here's the thing. I'm not how I think people think doesn't matter. Because what I try to do is I try to take all inference out and just say, well, this is what's being said. This is the information, and that's like the other thing. And I was going off of is you're taking what was said and thinking that assuming inference. They're inferring to something else, and I'm just saying, well, this is what they said, and I'm not making an assumption. I'll leap into something else. So anyway, we get it.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Man. Were you expecting so much pushback?
You need to laugh more. You need to laugh more at the tweets, dude. You're killing.
I want you to. So you went from a bunch of episodes not having tweets. We didn't do the segment. To now trying so hard.
I'll find a happy medium.
No, you give me tweets that are not just about you being an angry Phillies fan hating the Yankees. Give me something that's actually funny. Something outlandish.
So then just take the first, what was it, 3, and use that.
The first three were good. I agree. Not you're forcing it. You're this Joel Sherman one's really a force by you.
I don't think so.
It's a tabloid.
That one really bothered me. Okay.
All right. Anyway. Anything else? Phillies take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. Phillies are going to the World Series.
Yeah, that's right. World Series preview.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, please subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Philly pride and Sistad soul, and you rapping NY Bulls together. culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun, and juice is that